finally Friday. Congratulations, you made it through the week. And thank you so much for joining us here on the Friday 208. In about 3 months, Idahoans will return to the polls for the November general election. Seems a little far off, right? Still enjoying summer? Well, it's not that far away if you're an election coordinator. They're in the thick of getting everything ready right now. And one of the most important factors to a successful election day, poll workers and volunteers that very literally keep the election going. Now, poll workers help ensure that things run smoothly and that issues like long lines at the polls are addressed. Well, what if there aren't enough poll workers? Over in Canyon County, election officials are being proactive ahead of Election Day, working to get volunteers to work the polls. There were some serious issues during the May primary in places across Idaho, but having a solid roster of volunteers helps cut down on those issues. Canyon County understands that. Oh, and by the way, they'll pay you to work on Election Day. So we popped over to Canyon County today to find out about what they need in the 2C and what issues they're working to avoid. It was a dramatic rush through the May primary election to set up the general election coming up in November. That election will solidify Idaho leadership across the state, including the state's top positions. Over in Canyon County, they're already preparing for Election Day, and they're looking for some help.
We're looking to hire additional poll workers for the November election specifically. We plan on having additional polling locations open, so we need the more bodies.
Joe Decker, spokesman for Canyon County, says the plan is to have more locations so people have more options to vote at.
We've been able to identify locations that maybe weren't available in the past. You know, and we've constantly, with COVID, we had a hard time finding polling places due to the social distancing. With some of those restrictions lifted, we can go back into some of the smaller places that we've been to. So yeah, I think just having more polling places is better for everybody.
But those locations need volunteers to run the election.
Absolutely. Like this past May, we thought we were fully staffed and we had a few poll workers who decided not to show up. Caused kind of a panic, but we were able to get it taken care of. So the bigger we can build that roster up, we have backups to fill in case somebody does get sick or doesn't show up.
In recent years, there's been a lot of talk about the security of elections across Idaho. There are no documented wide-scale issues, yet some Idahoans continue to question the process. If you want to see the process play out, volunteering at a polling location is a direct look at the entire process.
Like, we encourage you, please come be a poll worker. See from inside how our process works and how safe and secure Idaho elections are. Like, this is the best way to learn how the election process in Idaho works, and at the end of the day, you'll leave it knowing that these are safe and secure elections throughout the state of Idaho.
And you guys are paying people?
Yeah, and we pay them $149 for a day. Election days are long. You start about 7 in the morning, go to about 9 p.m. But there's additional opportunities if we do have 2 or 3 early voting places that they can work those days as well.
So what are the qualifications? Who can work a polling day on Election Day?
You basically have to be 16 years old and a U.S. citizen to apply. And we're asking people, even if they've applied in the past, maybe reapply, go to our website, canyonco.org/pollworker, resubmit your application. That way we know you're still interested in becoming a poll worker.
The goal is to get a solid roster for November and beyond. This is to help ensure smooth and accessible elections in Canyon County.
It's nice to have a good roster of people built up so we know we have a sufficient amount of poll workers to run an election on Election Day, especially with November. You know, the governor's race, it's a bigger election. We anticipate quite a few people showing up, so to have that roster of poll workers is awesome.
It is early, but based on what Canyon County saw in the May primary, they are expecting a big turnout for the election in November. We'll keep you posted, though, about expanded polling locations. The county studied how they can best use the resources and set up the polling locations where they're needed. So as we get closer to November, we'll have all that information for you.